The family thought they buried their daughter, but who was in the grave? Part 1 True Crime started with a phone call and a girl who never came home. Megan Larson was 17, a high school senior from Greene County, Missouri. Honor roll student. Quiet, trustworthy. The kind of girl no one imagined would just vanish. But on the night of September 3rd, 2012, she did. She told her parents she was going to study at her best friend Jenna's house. She never made it there. Her phone stopped pinging around 9:42 p.m. Her car was found the next morning on an empty service road just off Route 83. Doors unlocked. Purse on the seat. Engine off. No sign of a struggle. No Megan. For 6 days, her parents begged the public for help. Flyers, press conferences, media attention. Everyone in town joined the search. But on the 7th day, it ended. A hiker in Barrow Creek Preserve discovered a partially buried body about 2 miles from Megan's last known location. The remains were decomposed, but dental records matched. Clothing consistent with what Megan wore that night. The community mourned. The Larson family buried their daughter. A closed casket funeral. A photo on an easel. Megan Elizabeth Larson, 1995 to 2012. But what they buried wasn't Megan. 5 years later, in 2017, Judith Larson received a phone call from a number traced to a payphone in Wichita, Kansas. A female voice, trembling, whispering, barely audible through the static, said one thing. "Mom, it's me. I didn't die. Please, help me." Then the line went dead. Judith collapsed. Her husband thought it was a cruel prank. Police dismissed it, but Judith knew. She said it wasn't a voice. It was her daughter's voice. The lisp, the phrasing, the way she said "Mom" like a question. Not a doubt in her mind, it was Megan. Authorities reopened the file. The first thing they did was exhume the body. What they discovered changed everything. The dental records still matched, but the DNA didn't. Not even close. The body buried as Megan Larson was not related to the Larsons at all. It was a young woman between 18 and 25. No ID. No known missing person match. No fingerprints in any system. The case turned from missing person to criminal impersonation to potential homicide. Greene County detectives were stunned. The only identifying mark on the body was a small faded crescent moon tattoo on her left ankle. Missed during the initial exam due to decomposition. Megan didn't have that tattoo. She never liked needles. So, who was this woman? And more importantly, who made the world believe she was Megan Larson? Detectives went back to the original autopsy. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Estimated time of death, late on the night of September 4th. Which means the real Megan, if she was alive, was somewhere while another woman died in her place. That's when private investigator Daniel Croft stepped forward. Croft claimed he had been hired in late 2013 by an anonymous client to find Megan. Paid in cash. Given only a few photographs and one condition. No police. He tracked Megan's trail through Nebraska, Utah, and Kansas. In 2014, he found a girl in Lincoln who matched Megan's appearance exactly. Brown hair, small scar on the chin, same birthmark behind the left ear. He collected a pillowcase from a hotel room she stayed in and preserved it for DNA testing. Never tested it himself. When the FBI tested the sample in 2017, the results confirmed it. Mitochondrial DNA was a match to Judith Larson. That girl was Megan. Megan Larson was alive in 2014, 2 years after her funeral. So how did this happen? How does a teenage girl disappear, fake her own death, and assume a new life? Unless she didn't do it alone. Detectives began searching for connections. Hospital records, shelters, hotel check-ins. In Kansas, a girl using the alias Maya L. had stayed in 5 different shelters between 2015 and 2016. No government ID, no social security number, but witnesses described her as shy, intelligent, paranoid. And one woman, a shelter cook, remembered her vividly. She said, quote, "That girl carried trauma like a backpack." She never said her real name, but one night, she dropped a wallet. Inside was a photo. A girl with the name Megan written on the back. The woman kept the photo. Investigators confirmed it was Megan. Same high school yearbook photo. Folded corners. A piece of a past life carried by someone who wasn't supposed to exist. But it gets darker. In 2018, the Larsons received a package. No return address. Postmarked in Oklahoma City. Inside was a Polaroid. A young woman sitting on a park bench, holding a copy of the Oklahoma Ledger, dated August 3, 2018. She looked older, thinner, with sunken eyes, but it was unmistakably Megan. On the back of the photo, one word, wait. Detectives traced the package to a motel on the outskirts of Oklahoma City. The motel was empty, power off, no check-in records. But in room 12, scratched into the wood above the bed, were 3 letters, ML, Megan Larson, or Maya L. Either way, she had been there. What was she waiting for? And who helped her get this far? Forensic analysts now believe Megan faked her own death with help. The fake Megan, now referred to in police files as Jane Doe Crescent, was likely killed to cover the escape. But who was she? And why was she chosen? There were no matches in the missing persons database. No family ever came forward. No school records. No fingerprints. It was as if she didn't exist. Some theorize she was homeless. Others believe she was trafficked. But one chilling possibility remains: that she was already dead before she was buried. That Megan, or someone else, found a body and used it. But that raises a darker question. Was Megan a victim or an accomplice? A whistleblower inside the FBI suggested something more. He claimed Megan may have witnessed a violent crime, possibly a murder, possibly something that involved someone in power. He said the records were sealed, that her disappearance wasn't a runaway case. It was protection, voluntary or not. If that's true, it means someone powerful wanted her gone, and maybe still does, because on August 3, 2023, exactly 5 years after the photo, Judith Larson received a second call. Same voice, same fear, same final words, "They know I'm not dead." Then silence. The call lasted 11 seconds. The number couldn't be traced. Then came the most disturbing moment yet. 2 nights later, a 911 call was placed from the home of a retired police sergeant. The transcript reads as follows. Dispatcher: 911, what's your emergency? Caller: there's someone outside my house. Dispatcher: can you describe them? Caller: she's just standing there. Dispatcher: sir, who is standing there? Caller: I think it's Megan Larson. 10-second pause. Caller: but I buried her. By the time police arrived, there was no one there. Only a smear of mud on the porch, and a small crescent moon drawn in ash on the glass. The case remains open. No arrests have been made. No further sightings confirmed. And the woman buried as Megan Larson still has no name. So we're left with questions. Was Megan running from someone? Or from herself? Who was the girl in her grave? Was this the perfect escape? Or the perfect lie? And if Megan is still alive, is she the victim of a massive cover-up? Or the mastermind behind it? Because whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. The family thought they buried their daughter, but someone else is buried in her place. And now, she's come back. Soon in this part, we'll reveal the doorbell footage recovered from the night of the 911 call, and the shocking connection between Jane Doe Crescent and another cold case from 2010. Don't forget to subscribe, because this story is far from over. Previously on the Megan Larson Mystery, a funeral for a daughter who was never in the grave, a phone call from a voice that was supposed to be dead, and the shocking discovery that the body buried as Megan Larson wasn't her. 5 years after she vanished, Megan Larson was alive, hiding in plain sight, using aliases, leaving clues, but never staying long. And just when her family started to lose hope, she came back. Or did she? August 2023. A retired police sergeant reports a woman standing outside his home, pale, silent, motionless. He swore it was Megan. But when police arrived, she was gone. All she left behind was a crescent moon drawn in ash and a trace of mud on the porch. 2 weeks later, that same house was broken into. Nothing was taken. No signs of forced entry. But on the living room wall, scrawled in what appeared to be charcoal, "Look under the bench." Investigators did. And what they found would unravel everything they thought they knew. Inside the wooden storage bench was a sealed manila envelope. No fingerprints. Inside, a flash drive, labeled simply ML 2012 to 2016. The contents? For video files. Rough, handheld, timestamped. The first video dated October 11, 2012. Barely a month after Megan's disappearance. She's in a motel room, disheveled, nervous, eyes darting to the door every few seconds. She speaks directly into the camera. "If you're watching this, something's happened. Something bad. I didn't kill her. I swear. I just ran. I had to." The video cuts out after 42 seconds. The second video, February 2013. Same girl. Different location. She's visibly thinner. Voice shaking. "She wasn't supposed to die. I just needed a way out. Someone offered me a deal. Said I'd be safe if I disappeared. But then they brought a body. They said I had to use it. I didn't even know her name. They said if I didn't do it, I'd end up like her." The video ends abruptly with a knock on the door. The third video, June 2015. Different city. Cheap hotel room. She looks directly into the lens. "I see her face every time I close my eyes. I don't even know who she was. Just that they called her Crescent. She was just a girl. Like me. I think they killed her to get to me. To trap me. I think they're watching this too. If they find me, I'm gone." The fourth video is different. No face. Just a black screen. A woman's voice whispers, "They buried the wrong girl. And now, they want the right one." The videos sparked a federal review. Megan Larson was reclassified from presumed dead to active missing subject. The body buried in her place, still officially Jane Doe Crescent. But who were they? And what did Megan see? That's when the FBI revisited an old lead. 2010 case. Kansas City. Unsolved murder. Victim. Female, mid-20s. No ID. Found in an abandoned church basement. Cause of death. Blunt force trauma. Tattoo. Crescent moon. Same symbol. Same region. Same age range. No match then. But now, investigators believed this may be the real identity of Jane Doe Crescent. What they discovered next rewrote the case entirely. In 2011, a mid-level human trafficking ring operating out of Kansas and Missouri was quietly dismantled by a joint federal task force. No major arrests, no press coverage, but internal files from the operation later leaked refer to a female informant. Age, 17. Known only as Witness M. She had agreed to testify. She was moved, but then, she vanished. The file ends with one note. Protect at all costs. Informant compromised. Relocate immediately. Witness M. Megan? Or the girl who died in her place? A former DOJ investigator spoke off the record. Anonymous source. Altered voice. The girl in the grave. She wasn't the informant. She was the message. Megan wasn't supposed to vanish. She was supposed to disappear permanently. Someone inside made sure that didn't happen. She wasn't protected. She was erased. Which leads to a terrifying possibility. That Megan Larson saw something. Or someone. And that her disappearance wasn't escape. It was survival. Witness statement. Shelter volunteer. 2015. She used to talk in her sleep. Said names. Dates. Woke up screaming sometimes. One night she said, "The man in the church basement. He's still looking for me." The man in the church basement. The same basement where the real Jane Doe Crescent was found. Investigators now believe Megan was lured there in 2012. that she witnessed something she was never meant to see. And that someone, maybe several someones, offered her a way out. A fake death. A new identity. But at a cost. The cost of another life. Sudden, sharp silence. Then faint voice-over clip. Voice clip from flash drive, Megan whispering. I didn't choose this. But I can't undo it. All I can do is run. The case files are now sealed under national security classification. But whistleblowers keep talking. And the name Megan Larson continues to resurface in missing persons sightings from Arizona, New Mexico, even Mexico City. Each sighting followed by the same thing. A crescent moon drawn somewhere nearby. On a napkin, a motel wall, a mirror, like a breadcrumb trail no one can follow for long. Until now. April 2024. A woman enters a police station in El Paso, Texas. She gives no name, only a question. If someone is buried in your place, and you come back, what happens? She vanishes before they can trace her. But hours later, an email arrives at the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Attached, a single image. A girl sitting on a rooftop, looking over the city, holding a photo. The photo is of her grave. Megan Larson, 1995 to 2012. The email subject line? This isn't over. And maybe it never was. Because this isn't just a story about a missing girl. It's about identity, secrets, and a system that may have buried the truth, just as deeply as it buried the wrong body. So we ask again, who was in the grave? And if Megan Larson is still alive, who is she running from now? Because someone out there knows the real story, and they'll do anything to keep it buried. The crescent moon is still appearing. And now, she's sending messages again. Soon, this part will reveal the contents of a second flash drive. And a hidden list of names found etched into the motel wall. Names that include someone still serving in law enforcement. Subscribe. You're going to want to hear what happens next. Because this story isn't over. It's just resurfacing. Previously, a body buried under the wrong name. A girl presumed dead who sends whispers from the shadows. A crescent moon left like a calling card. And now, a second flash drive. Found in a motel drawer wrapped in duct tape. Inside, the truth Megan Larson was trying to expose. But is it the truth that got her killed? Or the truth that's keeping her alive? The drive contained one folder. No password. Just a name. List. Inside, a .txt file. 6 names. No explanation. No context. Only this phrase at the top. These men bury girls. Federal agents reviewed the list in silence. Because one of the names was theirs. Name number 1. Officer Joel S. Riley. Retired Springfield PD. Known connection to 2010 trafficking sting. Died of suicide in 2018, 2 days after Judith Larson received the first mysterious photo of Megan. Name number 2. Daryl West. Motel manager. Operated properties across Kansas and Oklahoma. Arrested in 2016 for illegal surveillance and unlicensed boarding. Never charged. Released. Disappeared 2 months later. Name number 3. Martin Hale. Former pastor. Ran halfway homes for at-risk girls in 3 states. Shut down in 2011 after allegations of abuse. No convictions. Last known location, Barrow Creek, Missouri. 2012. The same town where Megan disappeared. The same creek where the Jane Doe was buried. Name number 4. Detective Samuel Dean. Greene County Sheriff's Office. Lead investigator on Megan Larson's case. Still active. When questioned by the FBI in early 2024, Dean denied ever seeing the flash drive. Denied ever meeting Megan outside the investigation. But his signature was found on a 2012 intake form for an anonymous female witness in protective custody. Code name, Witness M. That girl was Megan. Audio clip, redacted FBI interview tape. Agent, did you process a witness under the name Witness M? Dean, I don't recall. Agent, your signature is here. Pause. Dean, that girl was supposed to vanish. What does that mean? What happened to Megan in protective custody? And why was she being watched? Not protected. Name number 5. Pastor David Enoch. Alias David Glass. No criminal record, but linked through financial records to multiple rehabilitation facilities across state lines. One of them located 2 blocks from the church basement where the Crescent Jane Doe was found. Enoch denied all allegations. Disappeared in 2013. Presumed dead in a boating accident in Texas. No body recovered. Name number 6. Initials only, KJ. No full name. No file. But a note beneath the list. The one watching. This name has never been identified. But investigators believe it may be the key to everything. And they believe Megan knew exactly who KJ was. Because the flash drive included a second file. A photo. Grainy. Dark. Distorted. Taken from what looks like a bathroom vent. It shows a man. Tall. Gray suit. Speaking to someone behind a one-way mirror. In the mirror's reflection, barely visible, is Megan, wearing a hospital gown. Behind her, a crescent moon drawn on the glass. Investigators believe the man in the suit is KJ, and the hospital records point to a now-defunct psychiatric facility outside of Tulsa. Closed in 2017, after a fire. Cause of fire? Unknown. New voice, shelter worker interview, 2016. She used to say someone had put her in a place with no windows. She said they watched her sleep. Said she woke up once and her arms had numbers on them. When asked what the numbers were, the woman said Megan wouldn't repeat them. She only said one thing. I'm not the only one. That phrase would reappear, carved into a motel desk drawer found in Amarillo, Texas, in 2024. Same handwriting. Same symbol drawn beside it. The crescent. So here's what we now know. Megan Larson vanished in 2012. Reappeared in fragments. Photos, sightings, videos. She named names. She exposed a pattern. She left a trail. But what she left behind is darker than a single disappearance. Because this isn't just about Megan. It's about what happened to all the other girls whose stories were never told. Girls with no names, no records, just numbers on their arms, and crescent moons drawn in ash. On May 12, 2025, a new video surfaced, posted to a hidden.onion site on the dark web, entitled ML_OV. A woman sits in darkness, only her eyes visible. If this reaches you, it means I failed. They're still out there, and if they find me again, they'll finish what they started. But if you have the list, don't stop, because one of them wears a badge. And the one called KJ? He's not done yet. He's building something new. And next time, no one gets away. The video cuts to black. The final frame? A GPS coordinate. Greene County, Missouri. Less than 5 miles from where Megan was last seen. Law enforcement searched the location. It was an abandoned farmhouse. Inside, a wooden table, a rope, a recorder, and 6 photos nailed to the wall. 5 of them matched known missing women from the last 10 years. The 6th was blank, except for 2 words. She came back. So we end where we began. A missing girl, a family that buried a stranger, and a question that keeps clawing at the edge of the truth. Who is Megan Larson? A victim? A witness? Or the only one who ever escaped? Because if she's still out there, then she's watching. And if she's not, then someone else is using her name. And the people on the list, they're dying, one by one. Quick clip, dispatch log, April 30th, 2025. Caller reports screaming inside warehouse 19. Operator tried to call back. Line disconnected. That warehouse belonged to the last surviving name on the list. He was never found. But on the wall, a crescent moon, and a new phrase. There's more coming. In part 2, the crescent appears in a new city, and someone claiming to be Witness M reaches out. Don't forget to subscribe, because the story of Megan Larson was never just hers. It was a warning, and now someone else is listening.